Hello all, this is Wisdom Wednesdays and this is Dr. Sage Breslin. Yep, I've got a little bit of a cold, so I apparently sound like Rula Lenska, according to my brother. Okay, you're not probably old enough to know who she was. So anyway, I've got my husky voice on here in Tahoe and just thought I would check in. I was talking with a client the other day and she was telling me that she was so pleased with the work that we were doing and that she'd never experienced anything like it before, that she was making progress she never even thought possible. And then she smiled at me and she said, but for the life of me, I can't describe what it is you do. Like, I don't really know what's happening to me, that things are better, that work is easier, that my relationship is more fulfilling, that money seems to be flowing more easily. And she said, is it alignment? Am I getting aligned? And I tried not to laugh, actually, because alignment is such an interesting word and maybe overused. And I'm not even sure what people really believe about it, or if they know what it means, or if I even know what it means. We tend to use the word activated, but nobody knows what that means either, right? So recently I have been talking to my clients about getting their mojo back. That they understand, that they get. They understand mojo. They understand that energy that seems to come in, that just seems to flow easily through their body, that allows them to feel good in their skin. Even if they've been like doubting how they look or what size they wear, suddenly they're feeling kind of sexy in their own skin again. That is, of course, impacting their partnerships and their relationships, especially the intimate ones. And it's feeling confident at work. It's feeling good and clear in terms of communication. So what the heck? Like, how do we do that? Yes, please. I'll have what she's having. Yeah, but how do we do that in our work? And I just wanted to take a few minutes to say, it's not overly difficult. I built the ROSE system on purpose. It's 10 steps, and it starts with assessing who you are, kind of where your energy is. And what I find with a lot of my clients is their energy is like locked up, boxed up, segmented, sectioned out, compartmentalized. And when you do that to your energy, of course, everything kind of stops. And when I say energy, let me just replace that with the word emotion. So, one of the things that we high-functioning, high-achieving women do is we just sort of box up our emotions and we do. And we pretend we don't feel, we don't have feelings. What are feelings? What are we talking about? And of course, I always like to say emotion is energy in motion, right? And that is something that Barbara Reza and I used to teach 30 years ago. And emotion is super important. It's sort of the evidence that the body is alive, and that the body is expanding in all of these different directions. And then there are different names for the ways it's expanding. And it helps us be more honest. It helps us communicate more clearly. I think about the kids, when you say, like, how are you doing? And kids that are less conscious, they say, I'm fine. Think about it. Think about how many high-functioning, high-achieving women or men who you say, like, how are you doing today? And they're like, I'm fine. I'm not really sure what fine means. It's an acronym, but I'm not going to say it live on this video. But fine really doesn't give us any information about what is happening with you. And so being able to decompartmentalize, right? Being able to take and, first assess, where is all that stuff? Where is it living, right? And big trucks moving big logs. And then, where is it anchored? Like, why is it still there? Why didn't it just kind of flow through? And then once you kind of find out where the anchors are, then you can go in and you can start pulling stuff out. And sometimes we process it. Sometimes we just eliminate it. Sometimes we just remove the anchors. But once we do that, we get this free flowing emotion. Right? So that can be a little challenging for some people, for a little bit. But as we show them how to breathe through that, how to let emotions and energy flow through you, that fluidity begins to sort of vibrate through your cells, and you get this resonance, and it feels good. It feels really good. And as you feel really good, of course, you begin to want to house in your body. You live more in all the spaces in your body, not just like in one space. And you begin to communicate differently, and you begin to engage with people differently. And that gives us an opportunity to make sure that you're activated, that your soul is in the driver's seat, especially if you're an old soul woman. That's super important. And once you do that, you can map your pathway forward, because then you're mapping it course corrected, right? You're not mapping it in the same frame of reference with the same compartments. And no, now you got the river is running through it, right? And now you've got to map a path that takes all of that into consideration. And once we do that, you need to meet other people who are doing that same thing. And that's where the Rose system is really pretty different. We have created a community where you not only have mentors who have done exactly what you're doing, but you also have other people just on the same journey. And that kind of support is amazing. It means that you're not going to have the epiphany that fades. You're going to have the epiphany that lives on until you die. So if you are ready to get your mojo back, if we could just use those words, or if you're feeling out of alignment, if you feel like you know what that means, and you'd like to get back into alignment, give me a shout and let us know. Does alignment as a word work for you, or activation, or maybe does just getting your mojo work better? I'm Dr. Sage Breslin, and maybe it's time to get your mojo back. Bye-bye.